About
deputies.
what the sheriff's office does.
I didn't ask you about the sheriff. I'm asking about your judicial officers.
Sir, I was explaining something and you interrupted me.
Yes, I did.
You're doing exactly what you asked me not to do.
Well, then I apologize.
When the judges hear a complaint about an officer, it either is done during the pretrial. You cannot do it during the arraignment. The judges do not have time on their calendar to hear the whole case. That is why we have a pretrial matter. If you have a complaint about how the handling of the arrest was, you must start with the officer's supervisor. Or you come to trial and the judge will hear it, but he will not hear complaints about the officer. He will only hear complaints about the stop.
Oh, actually, Mr. Salisbury was not there to complain about the deputy. He was there to complain about the sheriff and the county attorney. See, that's what you did not want to have on the official record, isn't it?
The judge does not have time to hear those things at an arraignment. It must happen at the pretrial.
Excuse me, you said he did not want to hear about the deputy or the traffic stop. We're talking about interfering with Mr. Salisbury's due process, aren't we? We're talking about refusal to produce evidence by the county attorney and the sheriff, aren't we? That's what we're talking about, because it's their job to provide that information, isn't it?
Has Mr. Salisbury done a motion for discovery? Has he written a letter to them asking for discovery?
Well, the thing is, Mr. Salisbury's not a lawyer. Is he?
He was told that in court.
Excuse me, I ask you a question. Is he?
I don't know if he's a lawyer. I don't
that's
know Mr.
right.
Salisbury.
Well, there you go. I'm sure you're familiar with all sorts of lawyers who come in there. And I'm sure you're familiar with Mr. Salisbury's history. It's on the official record. Because it says he's pro se there. It doesn't say he's a lawyer, does it?
Sir, we do have attorneys that come in that are pro se.
Whatever. Okay. The reality is, you've wasted Mr. Salisbury's time not once, but twice. Also, you put Mr. Salisbury as health in risk the last time, didn't you, with Judge Maturi, didn't you? See, because Mr. Salisbury had to contact the deputy, a.k.a. bailiff, and tell him he was having health problems. So they put him up to the front of the line after he waited there an hour for the judge to even show up, and then waited till around 4 o'clock before he had to tell the bailiff that he was having health issues and he needed to get out of there to take his medication. Correct? Because I do believe Mr. Salisbury called you and talked to you about this. Correct?
I don't know anything about the case, sir. I don't know who he talked to. There are 13 women in our office. Our supervisor is a male. I don't know who he talked to. This is the first time I've talked about Mr. Salisbury's case.
Well, that's not my situation.
I am not wasting his time.
Oh, well, you're part of the court system. You are an officer of the court. See, the court is wasting...
I'm sorry, I shouldn't interrupt. Go ahead.
The court is wasting Mr. Salisbury's time, and you are part of the court.
Okay.
See?
I don't know what to tell you, sir.
Well,
at the arraignment, he could have entered a not guilty, and he would have only had to come one more time.
Yeah, well,
Unfortunately, he was not feeling well, so we put it on for a plea hearing.
Right, you wasted his time twice. Like I said, he's there to file a complaint against your judicial or your officers of the court, which the court did not want to hear. And you don't want to hear it either. That's why your court officer of the court, Kathy, does not want to tell me what happened yesterday, because she could testify that she saw exactly what I just related.
Okay. I just don't know what to tell you, sir.
Well, the thing is...
if you want to lodge a complaint, you can lodge a complaint to the state court administrator Administrator's Office. You can lodge a complaint to the Chief Justice. You can start with the district office. Or you can come to court at the pretrial and lodge a complaint there.
Oh, I think there's going to be plenty of complaints lodged way before that time.
Well,
and
those are your options.
Who is the 9th Judicial District Administrator?
His name is Paul Motz.
What's his phone number, please?
You will probably end up talking to Mrs. Winger first. She is the assistant, because I don't think Mr. Motz is in. I'm looking for the number. I don't have that right at my fingertips. Their office number is 218-755-4500.
Okay, and then when is Mr. Salisbury's next hearing?
August 13th at 8:30 in front of Judge Lang.
Okay, well, I'm looking at your court site, and I see the
It has not been updated yet. We do not update our records that quickly.
Really? Because I just happen to be looking at John Lamb's, who had his hearing an hour after Tim Salisbury's. His case number is 31CR13137. And it appears that there are two entries, one for 8/13/2013 pretrial and one for 9/10/2013 jury trial. And I'm not done speaking yet.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm looking on Judge Lang's court calendar for the 13th of that month of August, and it has, let's see, where I just had it, I moved it. John Lamb's name on the list for Judge Lang. However, I do not see Tim Salisbury's name on the list for Judge Lang.
Sir, we had 52 cases on
I don't care how
yesterday.
many cases you had yesterday.
And I see that we've only updated 9 cases so far. I know that they are being worked on. It's not, we do not go alphabetically. We do not go by the time that they're called. We go by stacks of files on our desk. By the end of the day, I'm sure it will be updated. We usually are in court one day, the next day update our records. Sometimes we are able to have another person in there updating as we go. Unfortunately, traffic court is not one of those days.
Right. So anyhow, let's see, I had some other question. What was that? So, when will Mr. Jones be in?
He will be in Monday,
Monday, at what, at 8:30 in the morning?
8 o'clock until 4:30.
Okay. Oh, that's what I forgot to ask. Did you have any bench warrants issued yesterday?
I was not in court. I don't know that, sir.
Well, the Kathy's standing right by you. I'm sure she can answer that
She's not
question.
standing by me. She's at her desk.
Well-
I'm in a different area. If you would like to be put on hold, I could go and look.
Sounds good.
There you go. 5 at 10 before the hour. It's Mike Wade. Let's button our question of the day. What is it that your neighbors do that just drives you nuts?
In the middle of the night, him and his old lady, they both come home all hours of the night, and they always have loads of G-Nuts on the back of their truck. Nobody knows where they get it.
What's on the back of their truck?
G-Nuts, or they go,
I guess we had 4 bench warrants issued, but they have not been processed yet. I don't know the names, and I'm not going to give those names out because they are not issued yet. They are not signed off by the judge.
Okay. And is that because someone doesn't show up?
Yes.
Okay.
For failure to appear at court hearing.
Okay. What if they do show up, but their name isn't called?
Well, then they should notify somebody in the courtroom and normally the judge will ask, is there anybody else here that needs to be seen by the judge?
Okay. And is it,
We've never issue a warrant for somebody we didn't call.
okay. Also, geez, I had that question in my head, now I forgot it again. Oh, do you hand other people's paperwork to, like, say if I come in there, would I get someone else's paperwork handed to me? Their official...
Only if it's a mistake. I mean, if you came up and said, you're Tim Salisbury, we don't know you from,
You're right. But say if they do...
anybody, we would give you Tim Salisbury's paperwork.
Okay.
Because we are taking you at your word.
Okay.
But then you are sworn by the judge when you come up to say your full name and date of birth.
Okay. Okay. So in other words, if someone identifies themselves as, say, Tim Salisbury, and you give him someone else's paperwork, then that's not his problem, it's your problem, right?
No, I think it's a misrepresentation on the person, so it wouldn't be our fault because we do not take driver's license.
Okay. I think Tim Salisbury told me he knows John Dimich, who was the prosecutor yesterday, so...
Well, Mr. Dimich doesn't hand out paperwork, and Mr. Dimich isn't there when we're checking people in.
Oh, okay. So if it happened when Mr. Dimich was there, then that would be on your problem, right?
No, because Mr. Dimich does not come up to the counter and listen to the people we're checking in.
Okay. Alrighty, well, I think I've had my questions answered for today.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.